I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com, and today's post was a really interesting one, but I thought it was really important. I titled it, They Are Listening, and you'll see where I'm going once I get started with this. And to start out, I'm not going to start with a question. I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory because this post actually came from me. And so the other day, my husband and I were watching the mini-series Chernobyl. HBO miniseries talking about the events that happened and so forth. And we were discussing the show, the dynamics, the people, the government, all these different things that led up to the disaster, just having a discussion in our living room. I was also talking to him about a previous post that I actually did for the blog before I ever watched the miniseries regarding it, and how my impressions were after watching the miniseries in comparison to how they were prior to watching it. And they were actually pretty similar, but nonetheless, we're having this discussion. A few minutes later, my husband, we have a smart TV, he pulls YouTube up. And there was a recommended video on YouTube talking about the facts of Chernobyl. And we thought, wait a minute, this is really weird. We have never searched Chernobyl. We didn't ever Google it. We never watched any other thing. And even the miniseries we watched had nothing to do with YouTube. It was totally different than YouTube. So it made us think, what is going on? Is the TV, being a smart TV, hearing us? Is it our laptop connecting it somehow? Is it going through our phone? How was it a fluke? Because if so, it was a pretty coincidental fluke. So my husband, he decides he's going to do a experiment. He's doing an experiment, right? We're sitting in our living room and he goes, sexy lingerie, and he just starts saying it just randomly, something that we never searched. I haven't bought it online, I haven't looked for it on Amazon, nothing like that. So something random, sexy lingerie. So then I chime in and I say, what kind of sexy lingerie? He goes, black lingerie. And we have this joke and we go back and forth and banter with this, I don't know, like 3 or 4 minutes, just completely random topic, but it had everything to do with black sexy lingerie. So we did that, and we started looking through YouTube again, and there was nothing on there. So we thought, okay, we'll let it be. The next day I get up and I go to our office that's within our home. I log on to my blog, and at the bottom of my blog, when I was looking at comments and just sorting through things, there was an ad, and I put it up on here from Yandy Com, and it says, bold, playful, sexy lingerie, and a woman is standing there in black lingerie. I was so flipped out by this. I went and got my husband, who hadn't yet left for work, and I said, you are never going to believe what is on my blog. And I showed him the ad, and I was so just astonished by it that I took a screenshot of it, and that's where this picture came from. So then he goes into research mode to try to figure out what is listening. What devices in our home is listening? We have everything turned off. We do not have an Alexa. We do not have a Google Echo. We went through all kinds of things. The only thing that we could find was my phone, which wasn't even in the same room. So if it was through the microphone, it's a pretty miraculous microphone. But the microphone was turned on from one of the apps, so I made sure it was turned off. So needless to say, these smart devices out there have capabilities to turn on and off however, to be able to hear what it is that we're talking about. So that is the backstory to this reading, which I just felt was so important because a lot of us think we're being watched. We even kind of know in our subconscious we're being watched or listened to. But to have it presented to you in a way that's almost undeniable, it just really is a different level to what's really going on out there. So the question I put out that I really wanted to know the answer to is, who are listening, why are they listening, and who is the they that I felt was listening? And I get there's several means for them to listen to our conversations. It isn't just one method. I get that they have different ways that they do it, between the smart TVs, the phones, Alexa, Google Home. There's all these different things out there and all these social media platforms, and they each have their own way to extract information and figure it out, what it is we're searching, what we are talking about, who we are, all these kind of things. Some of the things are platforms that we just voluntarily give information, like Facebook, and others, they kind of go in a sneaky backdoor to try to figure things out. And I also saw that, you know, it was a combination of the FBI and CIA helped to fund the early data extraction sources such as Facebook, and then expanded to other platforms. And at first, it was like this double-sided thing where the FBI and CIA, they wanted just profiling and data on people to store in a bank, but the social media platforms, they saw it as an advertiser's dream. They make so much money off of advertising that they were being helped on that end of it, where the ABC companies out there, they're getting what they want through all the data extraction. So there's two different things going on, and they're mutually benefiting one another, while the people are the ones who are having what I would call like a privacy, you know, invasion. And, you know, now they're taking it a step further, because in our age of, you know, marketing and consumerism and companies that sell advertising and all these other kind of things, we're marketed to constantly. And what they look at is the return on their investment. If they're going to pay money for advertising dollars, they want to make sure it's getting to the target market and the target audience is going to give them the most success for their advertising dollars. And I get that that's partly how they make their money. You know, they used to just make money on advertising, period. But now that they can segment it into certain demographics or certain people's interests, I'm getting that they can even elevate the price, because they can say that they're targeting the target audience for the product that certain companies are selling. Just like how my husband and I were saying sexy black lingerie in the living room. Well, if I was in the market for that and I got on my computer the next day and there's an ad for it, I could have been led down that path. And that's what they want. They're targeting their specific audience. Then I see it also, we're in this phase now where it's even gone from marketing to marketing ideas, where, you know, they're taking it to the next step, where public opinion, ads, products, memes, etc., they'll cross your path to try to sway public opinion. And so now it's not only tangible objects that are used through consumerism, it's opinion and points of view that are being manipulated as well. So that is what I get of why this is going on and why it's the way that it is. And just to close this out, check your devices, do your own tests. I'd love to hear if you have a similar experience as to what I have. And I'll be honest, I'm running DuckDuckGo on here. I'm as a search engine, I use a Brave browser, so that's a couple things to think about as well. And I still got that ad pop up. So do your own tests. If you think you're being manipulated, you probably are, and listen to your intuition. And that's all I have. And again, I'm Lynn with Psychic Focus at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Thanks. Bye.